Alright everyone, welcome back to another episode of Ocean Outlast Expert. Hope everyone's doing great today. I know that I am. We're jumping right back on into things. And first and foremost, we did stream this mod pack the other night. What was that? The 17th? 9/17? We might be streaming it before you see this as well. I don't know yet. But I figured I'd go through, catch you up on some things that you might have missed if you didn't catch the stream. And then we'll jump into what we're actually doing today. But if you do want to see the full recap of the stream, highly recommend going over to Twitch. Have it linked down in the description below. And you can catch the full recap over there. We streamed for about 3 hours on the 17th. And mainly what I do over there when I do stream this save file for this mod pack over there is I just typically do some building, just some miscellaneous tedious work that it doesn't necessarily warrant a whole video around it for YouTube here. It's just kind of kicking back, relaxing, and getting some stuff done. So again, highly recommend checking that out in the links down below. But other than that, let's go and run through things. So first and foremost, obviously you can see we are here at the base. And one thing we did get set up is right down here. So we added some new stuff in over here by our nether portal. We now have our nether portal kind of tucked back here. I actually might ultimately move this to a different location now that I'm looking at it. But as you can see, this structure right here, it's new to us. So you might be wondering what this is. Well, this is from actually additions. Did I put these down right? Yeah, okay. These are from actually additions. This is the Empower with some display stands around it. So we do need this in order to craft up certain things. Now, if I go in here, I got to remember exactly. There's so many things on our list. Yeah, here it is. There's so many things on our list of items that we want to get to, that we have, that we're progressing towards, that sometimes I forget why I set certain stations up to produce components of those future goals. So it takes me a second to recollect what we were doing for. But for this one, for the Empower, it was so that we can get empowered items from actually additions, which makes sense. But it was specifically for these wings of the bat, which we might get up and going today, actually. So we needed empowered diamantine crystal blocks, and they take, obviously, the empowered diamantine crystals. In order to get that, you have to use an Empowerer. So you can do it just like so. And we need a little bit of clay, some light blue of some kind, and then clay, a clay block, and then obviously the diamantine crystals in the middle, which you can get from the reconstructor that we have. And you can look in the actual book here to see how things need to be set up for the Empower. So it's a mid-tier block that can be used to empower crystals and other items. So this kind of just runs through things. You do need display stands. It does give you a placement of everything, so they have to be 3 blocks away, on the 3rd block away, I should say. So there is a 2-block gap between them all, and that's what we have set up here. So we got our 2 blocks, 2 blocks, 2 blocks, and 2 blocks. So yeah, this is pretty cool. I just kind of went with a different design on this one. So we're using some scorned bricks. I ended up using this fire Taiju cathedral glass. I completely butchered that, but basically this is just some cathedral glass from the cathedral mod. There's actually a lot of cool stuff with the cathedral mod that not a lot of people know, and I kind of realized that. So the cathedral mod adds all this stuff in. It's a lot of aesthetic items, so you can get like gargoyles and like these prisms. We've used these chains before, which are pretty cool. You can also get pillars, which look pretty awesome. This obsidian one, like that purple, oof. That is a very, very nice color on there. And then you can get some railings too. It's really cool. There's a lot of cool options in here for decorative things. And they also have like metal bars and stuff like that, which is pretty awesome. So great source of decorative blocks if you're looking to spruce up your base. But yeah, so this is our area for empowerment. Maybe a little bit overboard since it's just a simple station to do that at. But yeah, I think it ultimately looks pretty cool. And obviously we put in another tree back there. And then the last thing, obviously, we have our nice little lantern hanging here, and I used some bronze chains on that. And I think it accents the color pretty well. You guys will have to let me know in the comments down below. Everyone on the stream seemed to like it a lot, so we'll stick with it for now. So the next thing that we spent a decent amount of time on is over here at our mob farm, and you guys would be really proud of this. Let's turn this light on though, because I think we're having some issues. So we did run into some issues, unfortunately, when we were streaming around our mob farm, and I'm guessing that is the same problem that we're having right now. So let's go downstairs. So first and foremost, what we spent a lot of time on is, as you can see, we got our nice storage system for our mob farm up and going. Which, let's see, F1 working? F1 is working. Oof, look at that. I love when the F1 works. I wonder if that was updated in the in one of the updates for the mod pack itself, or it just kind of fixed itself on its own. I don't know, I'll have to ask Kevin on that. But yeah, as you can see, we have a nice storage system set up here. So we have a drawer controller going to all our different drawers here. Finally, we put a bunch of the typical items that we would get as drops in here. So string, spider eyes, the solidified experience, and inferium essence, as you can see right there. Which, is that maxed out? I hope it's not maxed. I think it maxes out at like 500 on the base one, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see though. We'll keep watching it. And then yeah, just a bunch of other stuff here. And then what we also do have set up is special crates for the loot bags. So these ones have been filtered. So these ones are only going to have common loot bags in it. This one's only going to have uncommon, and this one's only going to have rare. So those ones are all filtered to only accept those. And then everything else is going to come over here to this drawer, or this crate right here. So as you can see, we've already accumulated a decent amount of stuff. And this is really just from maybe like 20-30 minutes of just being idle here. All this stuff down here is new. That was not in there the last time that I was on and playing. Let me put this in here. But yeah, and the other thing that I did notice, well, we have this one, right? So we have this set up where we can just kind of catch all with stuff, which is perfect. We also have this one, which will be a catch-all, and then this one, which will be a catch-all as well. So worst case scenario, if things start getting overflowed, everything will come over here and we have a good backup. We just have to keep watching it because these loot bags are going to accumulate extremely quickly. And that is one of our ultimate goals, is to get the bag opener, because that'll help us. But this takes a lot of resources, so we're not going to do that just yet. But yeah, so then as you can see, we have a door here. It comes to the back where we can access everything, which is perfect. I ended up doing item conduits from Ender.io. Highly recommend those over the conduits or the item ducts from Thermal Expansion, I believe, because these ones offer a lot more functionality in terms of filtering, creating priorities, and so on and so forth, which you'll definitely want to do with this kind of setup, where we want to prioritize items going into the drawer controller first compared to our small storage crates. So definitely recommend those. And then also we have a trash can back here. And these things are awesome because you can put a filter on it, which I have here. And I'm just sending certain things in there, like stone swords, katanas, and bows. I'm sending those in there. We could do more stuff, obviously, like if we really didn't want like any of these, like chain leggings or chest plates or gold armor, anything like that, we could have it all sent in there. But I think for the time being, it's perfectly fine with how we have it set up. Now, the other thing that I didn't really notice until we started getting things up and going is all of the different items from that cyberware mod. Yeah, the cyberware stuff. There are so many different components for it, and it all stacks up, which is really nice. It's very convenient that it all stacks. So I added a bunch of those in here. As you can see, we have like salvaged fall bracers, rail riders, cyber eyes, all this different stuff. And we'll have to get into that eventually. It seems like a cool mod. But anywho, there was an issue that we were running into, and it does still seem to be an issue, unfortunately, which is the range upgrade for our mob grinder disappears for whatever reason. I have no idea why. This is probably the 4th or 5th one I've put in here, and I'm going to put a question out on the Discord around why this happens. But yeah, we need this range add-on to cover our space upstairs, and for whatever reason, it disappears on us. I don't know why. It's not full up on items. No, it's not. Okay. Yeah, I really am not 100% sure why that is the case. But that, yeah, like I said, that's probably like the 4th or 5th one that I've had to put in there, which is a little bit unfortunate that it's kind of seeming that that's an issue and that I have to keep making them. Luckily, it's not a very expensive recipe for it, but it was one that I would like to actually avoid, though. Obviously, no one wants to have to keep crafting that up. So we'll leave the light off, and as you can see, the last thing that we did get going is I switched out our flooring. So basically, you can switch your flooring out to be this cursed earth. Now, the way that you get this is you just put normal dirt down, which is what I went ahead and did. I took out our scorned bricks that we had here, put dirt down, and then all you need to use is a drop of evil right here. So we have 21 accumulated. All you have to do is right click with it on that dirt, and it'll change all that dirt over to the cursed earth. Now you do want to be careful with this. Make sure it's sectioned off only in the area that you want it to spread to. If I were to go and take that and put it out here, it's going to spread into a place that I just don't want it to spread to. So make sure that you have it in the area that you want it to be. And I believe it only spreads on the same Y level. It's not going to spread up or down, but I could be mistaken. Just be careful with it. That's my ultimate kind of tip to using this stuff. And then obviously the other thing with it, just to kind of explain what it does, is it just allows more mobs to spawn here. It just increases the spawn rate, but obviously it has to be dark for that. So if I turn the lights off, as you saw before, things will start spawning relatively quickly. Whereas before, it would happen, but it would only happen on occasion. So, all right, well, we're going to let that go. So that was a big thing that we got done, which was awesome. And then I think the only other thing that I want to touch base on is what we got up and going, which is in relation to our last episode around Botania. So if we come over here, as you can see, we have our Elven portal up and going. Now, I did do this on stream. I ultimately didn't do it in an episode, and that was just because there are plenty of episodes or videos out there on YouTube that explain how to do it. And we already kind of ran through the basics of it. So you just need some living wood. Like you see, that's just a graphical glitch for whatever reason. But you just need some living wood. You need some of these glimmering living woods, just like so. And then obviously the gateway core right there at the bottom. Now, obviously the other thing that you are going to need is some mana pools. So we have 2 mana pools here, which are actually pretty full up. I'm probably going to want to switch these over. I'm going to switch 2 of these over to here. So it fills up this. And that's out over there, but this one's still running, surprisingly. Is there anything left? No, that's about it. Okay. But yeah, we have 2 mana pools here, which then power these pylons. You don't have to connect anything. You just want it set up in this fashion here. And then in order to increase the mana pool fill of mana, I just have our spreaders going right there. And as you can see, we have a little bit better setup for everything. We have a lot more endo flames. I shifted our automated way of powering these endo flames over to the sides on each side. And yeah, it ultimately is looking really, really cool. Can we actually, can I get this spark back or no? Is that not how it works? I don't know how that works. Can I shift click it? No. I was just kind of curious on it. Let's get a nice picture here. But yeah, it's very, very easy to get everything up and going that you need. And then the other thing that I have been using is our axe here, a battle axe, because our drill is not very good with on wood. So I just use this battle axe. I keep it on me just in case. But anywho, back to all this. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. If you do have more in-depth questions, just look up another video on it that'll go maybe a little bit more in depth, but it's pretty straightforward on how to do it. Now, the one last thing I do want to note is in order to get it up and going, you do have to right click the portal with your wand of the forest here, but you do need enough mana in these pools to do it. And it's kind of recommended that if you have about, I don't know, like 1/8 of a pool, it typically does good. So kind of halfway between that first little black line that you see on the bar there is typically pretty good. But I mean, the other thing you can do is just let it run and accumulate a decent amount of mana and then get it up and going. Now, a few things to note. If you don't want it continuously running, you can break a block on it and it'll turn it off. But it uses so little mana to actually keep it running that I recommend just keeping it up all the time, because it's more of a hassle to break it and then use more mana to start it up again than just to keep it running all the time. So that's my recommendation. And then obviously it uses the mana in these pools when you throw items into it, which is what we're going to get into today as well. So let's start with that. And we can actually take a few of these things off of our progression bar now, because we've obviously gotten those up and going. So ultimately what we wanted to get going was this fluid transposer. Well, it was another item that we wanted to get going was a fluid transposer. And in order to do that, we needed this extrapolated bucket, which we needed elementium ingots for, which are from Botania, obviously. Now, if we go into our quest progression for Botania here, and we come down to, that's Ender IO. Where's Botania? Botania. I always get things mixed up here. As you can see, things have blown out hugely, massively since we started progressing through Botania. Before it was just a little bit, but now we are bumped out to a lot more quests for us to take availability of, or to take advantage of, I should say. That makes more sense. But yeah, we progressed through. We got the portal up and going. You do get a Blacker Lotus and money for it. You can also use this Blacker Lotus to increase your mana in your mana pools to get your portal up and going. You just throw it into the mana pool and it'll just absorb it into the mana. So we got that, and then we also got the Lexica Botania 363rd edition, I think. Or no, we have to throw this in. That's what it is. So we got the quest progression properly. Or no, we did get it. I'm sorry. We did get the actual thing. All you got to do for this, I'm all over the place, I know. In order to get this, you just have to throw the basic Lexica Botania into the portal, and it'll unlock the Elven knowledge in it. So if we open up our book now, we have Elven grade knowledge, which is pretty cool. And you kind of get a cool message from the elves. So greetings, we noticed our portal was opened via a link from another world. That's rather shocking news. Indeed, we thank you very much for providing us with repository of the knowledge from your world as to keep us up to date to what happened since we left it. It's been a while since then. It's good to see it's doing well. So yeah, if you want to take the time and read through some of this, feel free to pause the video. I'm not going to go through all of it, but it's pretty cool because now it opens up even more stuff for us to do. And there is like Elven lore in here, which is really cool, and so on and so forth. So we can do the resources of Alphium, I believe I'm pronouncing it right. So it contains a varied amount of exquisite resources. Sadly though, most of them are extremely scarce and hard to come by due to the competition between the various clans. The elves are interested in trading in some materials such as Dreamwood, Elementium, Pixie Dust, or Dragonstone, resources native to their lands. So basically this shows you can throw certain things into the portal and get them out, other than that metal that we were looking at. So if you throw living wood in there, you can get some Dreamwood, which is pretty cool. You can turn it into different decorative blocks, which is pretty nice. And then you can also use it for like twigs and things like that. This is what we are interested in. So it's a 2-to-1 ratio. If we throw 2 mana steel in, we'll get 1 elementium ingot from it, or block. If we throw 2 blocks of mana steel, we'll get 1 block of that, which is pretty awesome. And then also you can get pixie dust from mana pearls. The dragonstone you get from the mana diamond. And then nether quartz will get you elven quartz, which is pretty cool. You can also get different glasses. If you throw a mana glass, you can get elf glass, which is cool. And I think that is actually everything, at least that it's saying in here. So enough chit chat. Let's get to work here. Let's go over here. How are we doing on mana steel? We have 11, which is okay. I think it would be worthwhile for us to get more of it. And if you do recall, I was crafting up a decent amount. I think I was crafting up a decent amount last time that we were playing. So we have 45 here. That's going to get us 1 block. And unfortunately, the ratio is a little bit of a bummer. That's up to 21. So that'll give us 2 blocks, which would give us 1 block back. So all we got to do for this is just throw them on in. Now, do keep in mind, if you have setups like this, you saw me earlier, I took my ring of magnetization off. Make sure you do that for this instance of like throwing things and actually getting things back, for the Terra Steel process that we had up here in the last episode, or just in the case of our automation here. If you do have that ring of magnetization on, it's going to suck things up and interrupt your process, obviously. So, with that being said, let's throw this stuff in. So 1, 2, and boom, we got our block of elementium. And that'll give us 9 ingots, which is awesome. And you need the ingots to actually complete the quest. Unfortunately, you can't use the block, which is fine. I guess it makes sense because more than likely, you're just going to throw ingots in at first. You're not necessarily going to throw a block in. So this does give us a blacker lotus and some money, and it does unlock a new path for us to get Elementium armor, which is pretty awesome. I'm not going to lie. So it offers the same level of protection as an iron chestplate, but instead of taking damage, it uses mana from the player's inventory. Any piece of Elementium armor, we got hit. Oh no. Surprise attack from a banshee. We got it, boys. There we go. Get wrecked. Don't know where that guy came from. That is the one thing though, over there. You got to be careful with your mob farm because it can spawn banshees and things like that that can teleport through walls. And obviously that's no bueno. We don't want that happening. So if you don't want to risk it like that, I would just recommend maybe keeping the lights on when you're not over there watching it. So I'm going to throw that into there because we will use it. Perfect. And then what was I doing? I was looking at our quests here. Yeah, I wanted to see this. Yeah, it has a chance to spawn a pixie when hit. Pixies will damage a mob who strikes the wearer. Full set of armor increases the chance of the spawn. It gives 10% mana cost on mana instruments and gives a chance for pixies to apply potion effects. It seems actually pretty cool. So we do need to make it in the normal sense of armor. So what is that? We need 8 there. We need 7 there. 4 there. So 4 plus 7 is 11. Plus 8 is 19. Plus 5 is 24, right? Am I thinking right? 24. So we would have to do a lot more exchanging to get everything that we need. That is for certain. But the armor definitely looks cool once we get it up and going. Now, it said it only offers the same protection as iron, but we could actually look it up in JEI and see what it says for it. If we go into Botania, we can search through. It's right here. So it only gives you 2 armor for the helm, whereas our magma stuff gives way better items. Now, our iron leggings aren't the best, but I think it is what it is. But these things look really, really awesome. Not gonna lie. Yeah, that chest plate. What do these pants do? 5, and that should be the same as that. Yep, and then 2 compared to our 5. Yeah, it's just compared to what we already have, it's not that great. But when you do make it, it looks amazing. So if you don't already have a good armor up and going, I definitely would recommend it. It does look pretty awesome. All right, so I think instead what we're gonna do with our Elementium is look at what we need to do to get these buckets. Actually, it's pretty straightforward to make the buckets with what we have now. And we'll be able to get both of them that we need for that process. So we can take both of them, throw them in there, and we're slowly but surely getting to what we do need. Now, we do need ancient glass, which we're going to have to get from an archaeologist. So we are going to have to get into the Fossils and Archaeology Revival mod, which is going to be a whole new episode in itself. I do want to get into that, and it looks really, really cool. But awesome. So I feel like we're to a decent point with that. So what we're going to do now is actually switch gears, and we're going to get some additional things up and going, meaning our Wings of the Bat and our Repair Tablet, because this can offer us a lot better flight capability. So let me grab my food here, and let's see what additional we need. I don't think we actually need anything more. I think we have everything that we need other than our empowered diamantine crystal blocks, which means we're just going to need some diamonds, which is easy enough to get. So I just need to go into here. I know what I'm doing. Get some diamond blocks. We have a bunch of diamonds. I have been collecting them, getting them from different loot bags, getting different diamond armor, and also from like diamond horse armor. I've shown that trick before as well. So with this, all we got to do, throw both of them, and that'll get us our 2 blocks, which is perfect because then we can use that to craft up this. So all we got to do now is get 4 clay, 2 clay blocks, and some light blue dye. Let's grab some clay. Perfect. So we'll need 2 of those. And then we'll need 4 of these. Perfect. And then we need light blue, which I don't know. Do I have? Oh, I do have light blue artificial dye, which I think that would work just as well. So coming back over to our Empowerer setup over here, I think all we got to do, place that in the middle, and I think we can only do 1 at a time, unfortunately. We'll grab all of this stuff onto our inventory, and I don't think that the order matters. And just like that, it's going to start empowering everything. It does take its time, though. And it didn't say really how long it takes to do it. I don't know if I have to click on something or what we got to do here. So I guess I'll just let it run for a hot second and see what ultimately happens from this. Yeah, I'll just give it a minute here. All right, I did realize, guys, that you do need power for this to work. So I just got to place some power down in here, and that should power all of them. And then that should work. As you can see, we're getting some particle effects now. And we should get up and going here. So I did have to go back and read the book. This is my first time using the Empowerer, but it does need CF in order for it to work. So I just put that wireless transmitter, that wireless power transmitter down there on the floor. It's powering all the blocks, or it should be powering all the blocks, and it should now be working. Now, I don't know how much time it takes. Oh, there we go. Perfectly. We got it all said and done. So now we should be able to just take this, just like so. And then we can do the same thing once again. So we'll place all these around. And as you can see, hovering over the display stands, you can see the CF, the crystal flux that is being powered into it. And just like so, it's going to do the same process again. So I'm going to let that run. And then when we come back, we'll get our bat wings up and going. All right, guys. So we have everything that we need now. So let's get this up and going. We can come in here, go to our wings of the bat, and we have everything that we need now, which is perfect. So with this, I believe we can take off this. I don't know, do we have to put this? Yeah, with wings of the bat, it offers creative flight, which is awesome. Now, it does have a durability to it, as you can see, but it offers so much quicker travel speeds, and it's regenerating, as you can see. So it regenerates its durability once we land. Now, a trick on how to extend this even more is to get the repair tablet. Now, the repair tablet is a little bit pricey. As you can see, it does take another star, but we did actually kill a wither on stream. So again, if you do want to check that out, definitely go over to Twitch. But we should have everything. Maybe we don't have everything. We do need hardened stone. I think that's it. We just need hardened stone, which is just we just need that. We only need 4 of them. I'm actually surprised. I thought I had this ready to go, but I guess I didn't have it ready to go. So we can come in here. We'll throw it into our furnace here. And we have been collecting a bunch of levels too. As you can see, our book is just collecting a whole slew of experience, which is perfect for us. We have, what, 4,552 out of the 10,000, which is quite a few levels, to say the least. So now we should be able to do it. I think, right? Are we really missing we are missing a gas tier. That is actually quite surprising that I'm missing a gas tier. If we had compressed soul sand, we have a 2% chance with a diamond sieve. All right, give me a minute. Let me get this last gas tier. All right, and just like that, we are all set. We have our repair tablet ready to go. Now, what this repair tablet does, as you can clearly read right on the screen, it repairs the items in the player's inventory. So it's 1 durability every X seconds. So with this, it should be able to repair our bat wings as we use them. See, as we're going now, it should offer us a little bit better. I think it should offer us a little bit better possibilities for flight. Now, as you can see, when we stop, it works. Now, does it have to be on our inventory, on our hotbar? As you can see, it's kind of freaking out a little bit as we fly. Now, I feel like it does offer a little bit better. And I don't know if these tiny wings will actually break, or these bat wings will break. But as you can see, we got relatively far. And then all you gotta do is just stop. And you know what? It's actually, I think it's repairing other things in our inventory currently. I think it might be repairing, yep, look at that. It's repairing our battle axe, which is awesome. And then I'm guessing it'll go on and move on to other things as well. And we could probably even repair these. Yeah, it's repairing those, which is awesome. This repair tablet, regardless of what you're using it for, is really good to have on your inventory because it definitely helps repair a lot of your stuff, which is awesome. As you can see, our durability is just going right back up. It's a great alternative to having mending. Now, that did complete a quest for us because there is a quest for it in Tiny Progressions for the repair tablet. So we'll get 1,000 coins and a lost crate, which is awesome. Now, the other thing we did get up and going is a automated obsidian generator. And we did have to use lava infused stone for it. So we'll get some monies and a crate. Now from Ender.io, I did get some extract upgrades going. So we'll grab that reward as well. And then finally, in Actually Editions, we did get our Empowerer going. So we get 2,000 coins, a cybernetic crate, and a lost crate as well. So as you can see, this offers a new area of things for us to be able to make. And if we wanted to get a large storage crate, we actually need empowered void crystals in order to do so. So we now have the option to have a large storage crate, which could be something coming down the line. Now, let's quickly open some of these crates and see what we got. So an experience capsule, interesting. The common crate, we get a dark oak sapling. It's okay. Not really needed. We can see what Kev lost in his crate. A cactus fruit seed, interesting. And then we have 2 lost crates. We got a nether star, which is awesome. And then dragon egg seeds, which are really cool as well. And they're tier 6. Wow, okay. Which we can get, yeah, we can make a dragon egg crop, which gives us dragon egg essence, which we can use to make a chunk, which we can then actually use to make a normal dragon egg, which is pretty cool. And it's pretty cool that we got another star because that pretty much replaces what, it replaces the one that we just used. Now this says 100 recorded experiences stored. I'm wondering what that necessarily is. I really don't know, but we would have to look into it a little bit more. But yeah, the bat wings are really awesome because they offer more of a creative flight, and you definitely go a little bit quicker than what you do with a normal jetpack. That is for sure. And it's easy enough to land down for a hot second to let it charge up. And then once it charges back up, you're good to go. And I don't think you can enchant these. You can also make the Fugal Tiara, which we actually might get into. But we need 2 of these. We need a block of dragonstone, which isn't actually that bad. We need these ingots, which we need Gaia sprites for. And Terra Steel. Now, I don't know how we get those. We'd have to look into those a little bit more. And then some red string, which is a block of redstone string, pixie dust, and an ender air bottle, which we would have to look into as well. But that would be extremely awesome because it offers a very similar capability as to the bat wings, but in a different form. So, and I don't think there's a durability. As you can see, this one has like a durability, quote unquote, with it. But we'll eventually look around at that. And I was going to look if you can enchant that. That's what I was going to look at. No, it doesn't look like you can, but still a cool thing, cool alternative to a jetpack. If you didn't want to have to use a jetpack all the time, this is a cool alternative. Because as you saw how fast we were going, and now we can look at the jetpack, we have a lot of upward momentum, but not a lot of forward momentum compared to our bat wings. So, anyways, guys, with that being said, we're going to wrap up the episode there. So I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like down below, or better yet, leave me a comment. Let me know what you're thinking on this series. If you want to see anything specifically, I do have a bunch of ideas lined up for episodes that are coming up. So definitely stay tuned for that. If you are new to the channel, you want to follow along, hit that subscribe button and bell notification. It'll let you know every single time a new episode is posted to the channel. Like I mentioned several times already, check out my Twitch down in the description below, as well as my Discord. I have that link down there. It's a cool place to keep up to date with everything that is going on. If you want to know when I'm going live, if we have changes in our schedule or anything like that, I typically post them over there. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for sticking through till the end. I will catch you all in the next one. Take it easy.